yo, it's your boy J Best, your boy Rarely, your boy Jared, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 40. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the NBA, of course. We're going to talk about the playoff picture, give y'all a little update, and following that, we're going to answer the question: Is the Memphis hype real? All right, so a lot of hype around Memphis right now. Is it real? And then following that, is the sun setting? All right, we're going to talk about Phoenix and their collapse over the past couple of games. Then in this episode, we're going to talk about is OKC a regular season team? All right. So before we get into any of that, as always, we want to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing us to talk about sports, which is something that we love to do. Without Him, we would not be here right now. So let's go ahead and let's get straight to the point. All right. First and foremost, Lamar Jackson jersey giveaway. All right. I'm gonna say this one more time. All right. It ends on the 28th. Right. So that's going to be. We're posting this right now. It's the 28th, and then you have Friday. So you have today to make that comment on season 3, episode 38 for the All-Star Draft. Who won? And that's simple. You're gonna be in the drawing for the Lamar Jackson jersey giveaway. It is that simple. All right. So y'all get that in because we're gonna move on to the next jersey starting on March 1st. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's get this thing started with the playoff picture. All right. So as it stands right now, the regular season was to end today. All right. These would be the regular season end, they got to be a play-in tournament. So let's talk about the 10 teams from each conference that would be in the play-in/playoffs as of right now. So in the East, you got the Cavs at number 1, the Celtics at number 2, then you got the Knicks at 3, the Pacers at 4, the Bucks at 5, Detroit at 6. So those teams will be in the playoffs if the playoffs started today. But if the playoffs started today, there will also be a play-in tournament. And those 4 teams in that play-in tournament in the East would be the Magic, the Heat, the Hawks, and the Bulls. All right. There's 2 teams actually that's pretty close to being in. That's the Nets and the 76ers. Guys, do y'all think the Nets or the 76ers can move anybody out 7 through 10?
What you thinking, Jared?
I do. I honestly do. Me personally, I don't think Chicago is going to maintain their spot. If you look at it, they're only 3 games ahead of the 76ers and 2 games ahead of the Brooklyn Nets. So I think that honestly, I think that Philly might get that 10th spot. I really do. I'm not gonna say their season is just completely over yet. I know Joel Embiid questions there, and we clown Paul George because of the way he's been playing. But I do think that they have enough time with the remaining games they have to turn it up a little bit, bypass Brooklyn and bypass Chicago. But I don't see Chicago keeping that 10th spot.
Yeah, yeah, I 100% agree with Derek. Chicago, they traded away their best player and they traded for their pick back. So it's obvious they're planning for the future, planning for a rebuild. And the Brooklyn Nets, they've already said at the beginning of the season they were already looking forward to next year. They're not looking forward to being competitive anytime soon. So, as Jerry said, the Sixers still have a really good team. I think with the short amount of games they have left, they can definitely go and make a run. And as we talked about Paul George, he was playing really bad. Since the last time we talked about him, he's actually been playing really, really good. So hopefully we see him pick up some more. Hopefully we can see Joel Embiid get healthy. And then we all know Tyrese Maxey's one of the best scorers in the East. So he's going to always do his part. So I definitely see the Sixers taking over that 10th spot for sure, and getting into the playoffs.
I think that this Eastern play-in tournament is going to be trash. I don't think the 76ers are going to make it. All right, this team has lost 9 straight games. I'm looking at it right now, 9 straight games. Since the All-Star break, they lost to the Celtics, they lost to the Nets, they lost to the Bulls, and they lost to the Knicks. All right, so they lost 4 straight since the All-Star break. I think at some point the 76ers are going to say, look, let's just shut down Joel. I think it's going to happen. All right, because remember, there was speculation about that after the All-Star break. They have lost 4 straight now. I think you go ahead and you pull that trigger and you go ahead and just say, look, we go ride the rest of the season out, see what happens. But Joel, you're done. And then Joel, we're gonna see what's to do with you in the future regarding your health and regarding trade. Because like I said last episode, I think he has to be traded. So I think that unfortunately, I think those 10 teams are gonna remain the same. I don't see the Nets getting in there, and then of course not the Raptors, the Hornets, or the Wizards. So I think those are gonna be the 4 teams. All right. Then in the Western Conference, number 1 we got OKC. All right. Then we got Memphis. Then we got the Nuggets at 3. We got the Rockets at 4, the Lakers at 5, and the Clippers at 6. All right, so playoff starts today. Those 6 are in. The play-in tournament would include these 4 teams: the Minnesota Timberwolves at 7, the Warriors at 8, And you got the Mavericks at 9 and the Kings at 10. But there's a team that's still lurking, right? They have a chance to get in, and that is the Phoenix Suns. We don't think that the Trailblazers gonna make it, right?
They're lurking though.
They lurking, they are lurking, but do you think they really have a chance? Like, do you
No.
think
Nah, but
it's time you
um,
want to say it? Go ahead.
they better than the Suns, I think.
You think so? Okay, so let's just say the Trailblazers and the Suns. All right, do y'all see those two teams knocking out anybody 7 through 10? Jared, you up?
I don't, just because Phoenix, they dropped way too many games, like way too many games that they should be winning. These are games that we look at and it's like, okay, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker should have good games. They should go on and win this game, but they haven't found ways to win lately, and that's not good. Even when we're coming into crunch time, and I think that Sacramento, they're playing some good basketball with the moves that they made, losing Aaron Fox, acquiring Zach LaVine, having DeMar DeRozan from the beginning of the year, still having Sabonis. They're still playing good basketball. So I think that they're gonna hold off the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trailblazers, and they're gonna secure that 10th and final spot.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I agree exactly what Jerry said. The Suns just lost too many games that they should have won this year, man. And I really think that Durant, Bill, and Booker experiment is over. I think this all season they're gonna flush it down the toilet and try to get whatever they can for him. But I just think the main reason they're not winning is because of like having three ball dominant players on the same team and also not having a big or not having too many role players around them. And the Trailblazers, they're a really good team, but I just think they're too young right now. Go ahead, give it one more year. And like Jared said, the Kings been playing really good basketball. Shout out to the assistant coach that they hired. Shout out to Zach LaVine. Shout out to the whole team because they lost their best player. They didn't say, "Hey, we're going to tank for next year." They went and got a dog still, Zach LaVine, and they put together a team that could definitely go and win. This team, if you go and look, the Kings are always healthy. They never sit any guys. If somebody's healthy enough to play, they play. So I definitely got the Kings in that play-in tournament for sure, for sure.
Ah, I want to see the Suns in there so bad just because they got so much talent on that team, and it'll make things a whole lot more interesting in that play-in tournament. But like I said, man, they dropped way too many games. I think they're like 2-8 over the last 10 games. So I think like they just I don't know what the problem is right over there because you would look at that team and you would think they should be winning games, right? You got KD, you got Bill, you got Devin Booker, you got some nice pieces around them, but it's just not working out. But yeah, I think these 10 are going to stay the same as well. I think the playing tournament is going to be the Timberwolves, Warriors, the Mavericks, and the Kings. All right. But let's stay in the West and let's move on. Let's talk about a team that's getting a lot of hype. Team that everybody's starting to chirp about just a little bit. And I think they're chirping a little bit too much. All right. The Memphis Grizzlies. Jarek, is the hype real?
It's not. And for all the people that are saying it is, they're not ready to win big games. They're just not. They're a regular season team, like they've always been. They've always been. They'll put on a show. They have real good hype going to the going to the postseason. We've seen them be at the top of the West numerous times, be in the top four, and go into the playoffs and just fold. And I really do think that this is one of the years that's going to happen. I mean, you look at it; they haven't beat either number one seed yet. So they haven't beat the Cavs or the Thunder this year. And that says a lot because in order for you to get somewhere, mind you, my personal opinion, I think that in the playoffs, the Thunder and the Cavs aren't even the scariest teams on their side. They're good, they're gonna win games, but I'd rather match up with them than some of the other teams in the conference, and you can't even beat them. So it's like I see the look you're giving me, man. I see look man. If I'm being honest, like I'd rather play the Thunder than play the Nuggets. I just would. And to not be able to beat the Thunder, I don't think they're going to be able to beat teams like the Nuggets, teams like the Lakers, the Warriors. These are all teams that I don't see Memphis beating. I really don't. If you look at the Memphis squad, yeah, John Morant, he's been hurt. He's been out. He's only played 36 games this year, but he's not even their leading scorer. Jaren Jackson Jr. is their leading scorer. And if Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be your leading scorer, you're not going to get far. I guarantee you that right now. It's no shade to the man, no diss. He's a good player, but he can't be your number one. Like
You
he
telling
can't.
the truth? You telling the truth? Go ahead.
He's a great role player, defense, and give us some points. But the fact that the man averages more points than John Morant, yeah, he's played more games, so he's in more of a rhythm than Ja. But I need to see more out of John Morant before I can say if this team is a threat. If I'm being completely honest, like I just don't see where they can compete with some of these teams that they're gonna have to go against in the West. So, like my honest opinion, I think that they're all talk, and it's like they are every single year. They're just all talk, all talk. So I can't. The hype's not real, man.
Real.
Yeah, like Jared said, they need to slow down on this Memphis train because how can there be any hype when 2 years ago they were in the second seed? They talked all playoffs, all regular season that they were gonna win the championship. Or we want the Lakers. No, the Lakers swept them, 4-1 them. You know what I'm saying? Like they won that series so easily, and I just think that Memphis Grizzlies team hasn't been through enough. They're still so young. They have a lot of role players, but at the same time, we haven't really seen this team do anything in the playoffs. So I definitely agree that they're a regular season team. And in fact, the only team I see them beating in this playoff picture is the Clippers. Like let's just be real. The Grizzlies can't really match up with anybody when it comes to John Morant and Desmond Bain. Who's gonna guard the other team's best player? Jaren Jackson, as Jared just said, he's been your best player this year. You're not gonna win a lot of games like that. When you got to match up against the Chet Holmgrens and Isaiah Hartensteins, like how are you going to win games like that? They got Nikola Jokic's in the West. They got Anthony Davis's in the West. You know what I'm saying? It's just a really tough spot to be in, and I just don't see him doing it.
Yeah, all three of us on the same page. This is I don't get it. I don't see the hype. I think every year, like we have to stop doing this. The NBA community has to stop. When we see these young teams, right, do really good in the regular season, and we automatically assume, okay, that's going to translate to the playoffs. We know in the playoffs they separate boys from the men, right? That's what happens every year. Look at 2023, right? The year before last, the Grizzlies, like you said, it was the talk of the town, number 2 seed, right? Let's see what they're gonna do. Lost in the first round. Remember, like the beam, y'all remember that with the Kings, right? They lost in the first round. Those are two young teams that everybody was hyping up, but they didn't got the first round. Last year, the Thunder would be my example, but they made it to the second round. And they beat the Pelicans for crying out loud in the first round. So it's not really, to me, it's not really a flex. But yes, the Thunder was a team that everyone said, okay, this team will be really, really good in the playoffs. They had no experience. They was very young. They lost in the second round. Like it just happens every single year. We find these young teams, and the regular season, because the 82 game season, it's built for these young teams. These boys can run for all 82 games, right? And that's going to lead to a good record. And if for some reason the NBA analysts and people in the media want to say, oh, they got a really good record in the regular season, so it's going to translate to the postseason. No, we know what this is. The veteran players, they kind of glide into the playoffs. They kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really give it they all every single night because they know in the playoffs it's a whole different ballgame. And then secondly, let's just look at it like this. So John Morant is supposed to be the number one option, right? He's supposed to be the number one option. But y'all want to say Jaren Jackson Jr. is the number one option? Is that what we're gonna go with? Or you want to say Ja? Which one?
He's been their leading scorer. I'm going with Ja being the number one option, but
Okay,
That's
Ja.
still the number one option.
Ja. Okay, Ja's number one option. Out of the 11 teams, let's include the Suns. Out of the 11 teams that really got a chance to get into the playoffs, I think Ja is like a bottom 3, bottom 2, number one option. Out of all these number one options. Let's look at them for a second. You got Shea, well, OKC, right? Then it'll be Ja with the Grizzlies. You got Jokic with the Nuggets. Jalen Green with the Rockets.
Ja better than him.
You got, yeah, that's our bottom 3. So he'll probably be like at the bottom. Then you got Luka with the Lakers. You got Kawhi. I would say Kawhi Leonard. A healthy Kawhi Leonard. I'm taking Kawhi Leonard over John Morant. A healthy Kawhi Leonard. I would take him over.
I'm gonna take Ja. I'm gonna take Ja for that one. What about you, Jared? What you thinking?
Like you said, it depends on is Kawhi. When Kawhi is healthy, he's a dog, man.
I don't think he's gonna
Like
last.
Kawhi last year, Kawhi right
Yeah.
now. What you seeing from Kawhi?
You're right. I can't say no. Yeah, I'd say Ja right now.
Okay, that's cool. So I said bottom 3. That's cool. And then Ant with the Timberwolves. Then you got Steph with the Warriors or Jimmy Butler, whoever y'all want to say, for the playoffs specifically. And then you got AD or Kyrie for the Mavs. And then for the Kings, you got DeRozan. He's bottom 3. And I
Yeah.
think we've said who he's around like with Kawhi and with Jalen Green.
Hmm.
So I don't think in those three teams, I don't think they have a chance to do anything in the postseason. The Rockets, the Clippers, and the Memphis Grizzlies. So I don't think they got the firepower, and I just think that once again we're falling in this trap of this young team look really really good. I don't get this Jaren Jackson Jr. hype because I don't fear nobody on that Grizzlies team. Like if the Lakers played them in a 7 game series, I'm not scared of nobody on that team, not a person. So that's why I think that the hype is not real, and all three of us agreed on that. So I don't think there's no rebuttal we gotta have. But let's go. Let's move on to the next topic. Down in Phoenix, we talked about them a little bit. Is the sun setting? All right, Jared. Yeah, and this question is not just now, but even moving into next year. We talked about the 76ers in the last episode. Is the sun setting? Like, is the sun gonna be much longer, or is it about to set? Jared, you.
The sun is already set. I see the moon. It's a full moon outside in the sky. This team's just not good. They're not good enough. And it's not, we can't look in like, what I'm starting to see is people are starting to say Kevin Durant can't do it himself. He can't be on the squad and do it himself. If you look at it, it's not Kevin Durant's fault. It's not Devin Booker's fault. They're playing good basketball. They're both averaging 26 points. When you're 1 and 2 option, however you want to put them, it's averaging both 26 points. You should be successful. Look at Boston last year, both averaging around 25 points per game. They went and won the finals. Like whenever you have a duo that's both averaging 25 plus points, they should be in the playoffs right now automatically. But it's about the others. When you look at it, like Bradley Beal, he's averaging 18 points. That's solid, but it's not you can't just look at the averages to tell his story. You have to look at each game, and there's some games where he's non-existent. Some games where he's playing like old Bradley Beal. The biggest problem to me though is Devin Booker is your best facilitator on the team, and he's not your point guard. Like last year, Devin Booker had to be their point guard, and we saw that last year, and it didn't work. It didn't work out. We saw because they experimented with it, and we saw him average a lot of assists and get buckets. So we were like, okay, we can put him at the 1, bring Bradley Beal in at the 2. You got Kevin Durant. That should work. I don't think it's going to work. They have Tyus Jones, but Tyus Jones isn't averaging more assists than Devin Booker. And to me, that's a problem. Devin Booker has to be able to just be out there and just to score and play defense. We need you to just score and play defense. We need Kevin Durant to go out there and score. That means we need other players around them. We need more shooters around them. We need a big presence down low. And these are things they failed to acquire, and this is why the team's not successful this year. Like we said, they're just dropping games. Like you said, they're like 2-8 in the last 10 games. That's not no. And so when I say that the sun's not even out, it's time to like you said earlier, the experiment is over. We have to move on. And I think that honestly, it's not I think it's time for them to just like you can't restart because Devin Booker is not so young, but I think it's time to let KD move on. I think it's time to let Bradley to try to send Bradley Beal somewhere. We need younger players on this team for Devin Booker, and we need more role players. I think that Devin Booker is good enough to be a sole number 1 option and be successful with this team. But the fact that they have a Kevin Durant and a Bradley Beal and you're still not being successful, that just tells me that this isn't a team that needs star power. If we look at when Devin Booker went to the finals, they had DeAndre Ayton, who was present until the finals. In the finals, he disappeared. I haven't heard of him ever since. Chris Paul playing great basketball, but Chris Paul's role was to facilitate. He knew his role. Yeah, every now and then he come down, he'll have a 20-point game, a 25-point game. But Chris Paul knew I needed to facilitate, get Devin Booker the ball, and get the others involved. They don't have that this year. I think they need to go back to Devin Booker being your franchise because there's questions like we've had debates, me and you before, on who's their number 1 player. Like there's times where Kevin Durant's playing better than Devin Booker, and I'll say Kevin Durant's the number 1 option. And then we'll turn around and they'll go on a 5-game stretch of Devin Booker being better than Kevin Durant. But it's still not working out. I think go back to Devin Booker being your sole number 1 option, get some players around him, and try to be better. But this whole try to build a big 3, it's not working, and it's not going to work.
Yeah. I think the sun set in 2022 when they traded their whole team away for Kevin Durant at midnight. Um, I don't know if you guys know they traded away Mikal Bridges, who's never missed an NBA game. They traded away Cam Johnson and basically all the draft capital they had basically until 2030 for Kevin Durant, a guy who now is 36 years old. Next year he'll be 37 years old. So to me, it just didn't make sense. This was a team that was just in the finals. We always talk about teams that were that close and then just blow it all up. Then next year they're nowhere to be found. So this team was just in the finals, as Derek said, with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, and DeAndre Ayton. The reason why they were in the playoffs and making those runs was because they had so much chemistry together. This team has been playing together for some time. You throw three superstars together, three ball dominant superstars together, it's never gonna work, especially when you don't have enough time to work. And then on top of that, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, they're always hurt. So whenever you're hurt and you're not on the court, you can't really get that team chemistry and learn each other's game 100%. So yeah, man, the sun set, and as Jerry said, they need to go ahead and get Kevin Durant out of there. He's 36 years old right now. He's still playing at a really high level, so I'm sure he still has a high trade value. But by the time the NBA tips off next season, he's going to be 37 years old. How much longer are we going to get this high level play from Kevin Durant? So with that being said, they got to trade him now. Try to get whatever capital you can for him to help Devin Booker, and you got to trade Bradley Beal. He has a no trade clause, so you're gonna have to basically trade him wherever he wants to go, and you just get whatever the best package you can for him, because the sun is set already. The GM has already made up his mind for what he wants to do.
All right, if I'm counting this right, D Book been in the league for 10 years. If
Yes,
I'm
sir.
counting, if I'm counting this right,
Yes, sir.
yeah. No, the Suns didn't do right by D Book and get him out of there. That's what they did. That's what
Whoa,
they did.
whoa, whoa!
But man,
What?
do right by D Book. D Book has now. I've been very. I've criticized people for just leaving teams, right, to go chase rings, right, just leaving. I've criticized people for that. I think we all have. But Devin Booker has paid his debt. He's been here for 10 years. He was with y'all when y'all was trash. Remember when he dropped 70, right? And then
Terrible.
got y'all to the finals, right? Y'all lost to Giannis. And then just talk about what y'all said when they blew it up, they had just lost to Luca, right? Remember Luca had that crazy series. They lost to Luca. Like to me, that wasn't a moment where I should say, "Oh, we're not good enough. We need to blow it up." No, you lost to a generational player. That's what happened. That game 7 was just wasn't meant to be. Let's bring it back next year. Let's try to run it back. But they blew it up. When got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker been there since then, and they haven't done anything. Do right by him and get him out of there. I would love to see him go to Atlanta with Trae Young. I think y'all like to see that too. Jared, you just said Devin Booker needs to be a killer. Just go get your buckets, right? Like he was in the early days with Phoenix, like he was when they went to the finals. You got Trae Young who can facilitate and get his buckets too. Why not send him to Atlanta? You know another player I'd like to see him with? Cade Cunningham. Why not? Detroit, make a package. You don't want to see that?
Nah, I'd say build on your Atlanta talk, but send him to Indiana. Because to me, Trey's still more of he's still that guy. And so Trey
Yeah.
still, like, he needs the ball, not just to facilitate, but also get his. Tyrese, he doesn't really have the ball to get his. He has the ball to distribute and to get other players involved. So I think that if you put Devin Booker on that team, they're kind of young. They got some role players. They could do something in the East. Don't forget about Pascal Siakam, 50, 40, 90. Can't forget him.
Tyrell, I really hate the fact that you said that he's a 50-49 because Jared will bring this up all day, every day about Pascal Siakam. All right. Siakam is not, let's just be real. Okay. He's not that good. All right. I don't care about no 50-40-90. I don't care. He's not that good. All right. But with D Book, okay, that's cool. The Pacers too. Right. I just want to see a nice duo, you know what I'm saying, put the light skins back on top with, with Cade and Devin Booker. That would have been dope, I feel like. But get him out of there. Like I just think that he's paid his debt. He's been there, right? He hasn't complained. He showed up to work. He's not hurt that much. Devin Booker's not, right? So get him out of there. Do him right. Do not trade Kevin. I'm tired of Kevin Durant leaving teams when he don't get nothing done. I'm tired of it. All right. Left OKC, went to Golden State, right? Got spoon fed his 2 rings. Third year, remember he got hurt. Right. Then he went to the Nets. It never worked out. Now he's with the Suns. It's never worked out. Like I
But
like.
when it doesn't work out, we can't sit up here and like this isn't his fault. I don't think there's anything a 36-year-old Kevin Durant can do for this team to win. He averages 26 points.
But if we was
What do you
better,
want from the man?
if we was better before I acquired you, and now you're here and we're worse, what
It's
about
not
this?
his fault. You
My
gave
thing,
up too much for him. Like you said, you had Mikal Bridges, you had Cameron Johnson, you had DeAndre Ayton. These are players that were contributing significantly. Like you said, Mikal Bridges don't miss games, and he's gotten better since he's left Phoenix. I think Chris Paul, as he's starting to take a step back, Mikal Bridges could have turned into that second option with Devin Booker. But you gave all these players up for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's doing his part. He's 36, averaging 26. Like I said, what more do you want him to average 30? Is that what you want? You're averaging a 36-year-old to average 30 for his team to win games.
I want you. I just want you to win games. That's what I
It's a
want.
bad situation.
That's
Like
what I want.
I said, it's not his or Devin Booker's fault. It's the GM and the coaches because they don't have enough role players and talent around them. It can't be a two-player team and you're gonna win. You can't do that.
I believe that. If you, wait, Tyrell, you want anything to say about that?
Man, they messed up trading all their draft capital for Bradley Beal and that big ass contract, and they know he has no trade clause. They know he has that. They dead wrong. They, man, it's over with. The sun is set. It's set.
I believe that Kevin Durant is this all-time great. You and me was talking, Jared, about is he a top 10 player all time? Right? If you're in the top 10 discussion, then everywhere you go, success should follow. That's just the way it gotta be if you're a top 10 player all time. So yes, you gotta figure it out. I understand they gave up a lot. I'm not saying they didn't, right? They did give up a lot, but you gotta figure it out.
So
Y'all got
what I'm saying is,
swept last year.
what is him figuring out look like? Averaging 30? Is that what it looks like?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Come on, dude, that's not fair.
He's the greatest
That's
scorer of all time
crazy.
according to you.
That's crazy work. And mind you, like we said, I don't think he can average 30 on his best day with this team because you play with Devin Booker. Two ball dominant players. One of y'all can't average 30. That's crazy work. It just can't happen. If Kevin Durant is averaging 30 and Devin Booker's averaging 26, either Devin Booker's gonna have to take a step back, which he's not because they can't afford that, or these role players like Bradley Beal averaging 18 points can go down to like 12. You're still gonna be in the same situation you're in. They need players around them that can like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker maintain their success and you bring more production. There's no reason why we should be bringing up Kevin Durant's name when we talk about the problem with this team. In Brooklyn, Kevin Durant was not the problem. We saw that they just couldn't be healthy, and he is literally a smaller shoe size away from going to the finals and winning it that year. We saw him put the backpack on against Giannis, who went on and won. Like, this isn't fair. We can't keep doing this to the man. We're blemishing his legacy because the only time that he won is when he left and joined other greatness. But by himself, okay, look at LeBron. When did LeBron? No.
Hey, Jack, I was just telling him that. I was just telling him that.
Listen. You're gonna bring up 2018 LeBron when he had nobody on his team and he got the job. He at least got them there, right? And then got swept, right? That's what you're gonna say, right? Guess what? He was in the East. If you put Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns in the East, it's a completely different story. We're talking about are they contenders to win the East, but they're not. They're in the West. They're in a conference with OKC, Denver, the Lakers, the Mavericks, and you're saying, and we're mad at them for not having success. This West is stacked. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, the Wild Wild West. And you're getting mad at Kevin Durant because they don't have success in the West? Like I said, LeBron, outside of that time, he's had other players and other good teams to make it and have success. When we saw LeBron backpack his squad, he was in a weak East. We just gotta keep it real. Where they call spade a spade? We gotta keep it real. So you can't keep doing this to Kevin Durant because he's in, like I said, he's in a bad situation. Like I said, whenever we saw him have to be that guy because Kyrie Irving gets hurt and James Harden is playing on a strained hamstring, they still had success in that playoffs. So we can't sit here and keep discrediting Kevin Durant because he can't get the job done when the job is for a 36-year-old to backpack them to being championship contenders. That's crazy.
I'm not saying that KD has to carry this team. This team is better than the team that LeBron carried to the finals. LeBron didn't have a Devin Booker. LeBron
You're
didn't
right,
have
he
what
did
is worth of Bradley Beal.
LeBron had a
For what
Bradley
it's
Bill
worth.
out there.
For what it's worth.
LeBron had a Bradley Bill out there. Yes, he did. LeBron
No.
had a Bradley Bill out there.
Ooh,
Bradley
Rodney
Beal
Hood.
is better than every player on that Cavs team.
He's not playing like it right now, though. He's not playing like it. You're talking about the name. I'm talking about what he's giving on the court right now. He's not giving what we're expecting out of him. That's part of the problem. He is like one of those Cavaliers players on that squad. I guarantee you can go and pull up a Cavaliers player that's doing the same thing right now that Bradley Bill's doing. The same exact thing back then.
I'm telling you, the best player was Kevin Love and Rodney Hood. So you think Rodney Hood was the best? Like Kevin Love disappeared that finals. Like he
No. Bradley Beal is better than those players. What I'm saying is the product he's putting on the court right now, it's about equivalent. We're seeing nothing that we expect out of Bradley Beal for that team. We're seeing nothing. But like I said, we can't keep doing this to Kevin Durant. We can't.
So when we analyze KD's career, we just gonna bottle it up for OKC and the Warriors. We're gonna dismiss
No,
everything.
we're not gonna do that. We're gonna look at his whole career, his whole body of work, and say that the man was a walking bucket that couldn't be guarded. That's what we're gonna say.
So where's the success outside of OKC? I mean, outside of the Warriors. I'm sorry.
It's not there, and that's okay.
That's the question everybody's going to have.
It's not there, and that's okay. Look at Allen Iverson. He backpacked his team to the finals 1 year, but outside of that, no success there. Are we gonna talk down on Allen Iverson? No, we're not. So what?
He played with the. I'm sorry. He played with the 76ers. Sorry.
Yes.
What his team was never that good.
This Suns team is not that good.
This Suns team, Jared, we're dismissing the fact that Devin Booker is also one of this team.
Yes, but
you
outside of
jumping
that,
to Bradley Beal.
not good. This in the NBA right now, you can't just have two players and think you're gonna have success. You can't. You need more than two players to win.
Why not? We think that the Lakers about to make a run. They got two players.
Look at the NBA rosters right now. Every good team has more than two players. Come on now. Man, the Lakers have Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. OKC has Chet, Shea, and Jalen Williams. The Nuggets have Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. You can say Michael Porter Jr. You can say Aaron Gordon. You can say right now Russell Westbrook. He's been hooping. They have more than just two players. You look at the Phoenix Suns, you name two players, and that's it.
I just don't think we can keep babying Kevin Durant.
We're not babying him.
The way it makes it sound is he was nice from OKC to the Warriors. Then after that, he just couldn't get in a good situation. And now that what? When did he leave Golden State? Like 20 what? I think it says 2019 he left Golden State, and in 2020 he was with the Nets. And that was COVID year. You're right. So 2020 to now, it's been everybody's fault but his. So 5 years, you just gonna throw down the drain and say, "Hey, KD, it's not your fault, dog. You good? That's not your fault."
How can we? That's just like James Harden. I am a firm believer. It was never James Harden's fault. It was never his fault. So yes, I can say that it's not Kevin Durant's fault, dude. 36 averaging 26 points. And you're gonna sit here and say it's his fault? Like I said, you must want him to average 30.
No, I want you to play winning basketball. I want you to do what LeBron does. I want you to elevate
He's
everybody
not
else's
LeBron.
play.
He's not LeBron. He can't do what LeBron does. He's not LeBron. He's a pure scorer. Give him the ball and score, which is why I said they need somebody on the team that can do the things that a LeBron does. Not score, of course, because you're not going to find somebody that can do things that LeBron can do and score, but find somebody that can facilitate, find somebody that can rebound, and then you have two pure scorers in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. But I can't ask Devin Booker and Kevin Durant to be LeBron. It's not going to happen. You can't ask a lot of players to be LeBron. You just can't. You can't ask Steph to go out there and be LeBron. You can't.
I can ask who?
Steph to go out there and be LeBron.
Carried the team to the finals a couple years ago. That team was not that good. Do not sit there and
that team's better than this team. Is it not?
What?
Is that team not better than this team?
How?
Who do you mean?
That team?
This team is better than that team. That team is much deeper than this team.
Dog, I'm gonna be honest. Like, dude,
Draymond Green.
Dude, we talked about pool party. We wanted to hype up Jordan Poole like he was going to be the best thing since sliced bread. We called him a third splash brother. He was doing something.
Booker.
Hey,
I was
but
trying those two players. That's it.
Derek, before the Suns team came together though, Bradley Beal was a superstar. Kevin Durant was a superstar. Devin Booker
Yes,
was a superstar. This is
yes,
three superstars on the same team together.
yes. And we're only seeing two play like superstars.
But
Bradley
this
Beal's
is
not playing
three
like a
superstars
superstar.
that came together though.
Yes, yes. Which I said, like I said, the names sound good, but when you really break it down, he's not a superstar anymore. He's just not. So yes, I will say that Warriors team is better than this Phoenix Suns team. I think that we should all be in agreement right now. Andrew Wiggins played out of his mind that playoffs. Andrew Wiggins played out of his mind that play. So you had Steph Curry who's carrying, you had Andrew Wiggins, you had Jordan Poole, you had Klay Thompson, you had Draymond giving his production. The Phoenix Suns don't have somebody that can give Draymond Green's production. They have people that can score better than Draymond, but they're not doing what Draymond does. They don't have winning players. The Warriors did. So yes, the Warriors are better than this Phoenix Suns team right now. If you put Kevin Durant on that Warriors team, put Steph on this Phoenix Suns team, look at Steph. Look at Steph before they got Jimmy Butler. Look at it. Yes, they didn't have a Devin Booker, but he couldn't do nothing. If you put Kevin Durant on that team, he's going to win the finals. I guarantee you. Put Kevin Durant on that Golden State team that beats Boston, they're winning the finals because they have winning players around Kevin Durant.
Oh, so now we just taking who you call the greatest point guard of all time. We just saying,
No, you
I think
can't.
you out.
No, see
So
what
the
you're trying to
superstar
do? No, two things can be correct at the same time. Steph Curry carried that team, yes, but he still had players doing the dirty work for him. He had players coming up in big moments, but in the biggest moments when Steph had to carry, Steph carried. This team right now, this Phoenix Suns team, they don't have a team to where it's like we'll do our part, but then Kevin Durant, when you got to carry, you carry. Kevin Durant carries when he has to carry, and he has to try and carry in other moments as well. They don't have a good enough team, and it's that simple. So we can't keep blaming Kevin Durant for it.
So before we move on, why did they get swept last year? Why did KD get swept in the first round? Why did Anthony Edwards talk trash to his face and he did nothing about it? God played for Anthony Edwards the whole series.
He had a bad playoff series. He did. He had a bad playoff series. But we can't. So we're just gonna sit here and act like the team wasn't as well garbage. Are we gonna do that?
No, I'm just talking about KD right now. That's what I'm because you're defending him so much.
I can't have a bad playoff series in my however many years of playing basketball. I can't have a bad playoff series.
You're Kevin Durant. You can have a bad playoff series. I'm sorry.
LeBron's had a bad playoff series. So what are you talking about?
Are you about to bring up the Dallas Mavericks with Miami? Are you serious?
Duh. You said it, not me. Come on, dude.
See,
Players can't have one bad playoff series now. That's crazy to me.
I'm just saying, in top 10 all time, you got swept in the first round. That's okay with Jerry. Jerry cool with that.
I didn't say it's okay. I never said it's okay. But we can't sit here and say his whole career is just his fault. We can't do it, man. We gotta stop. Mind you, the man last year, the man averaged 26 points, but it's his fault. 26 points, but it's his fault. Come on, dude. Like I said, you want him to average 30. You want a 35-plus-year-old player to average 30.
Yeah,
and even if he averaged 30 this series, they're still getting swept.
Yes, he got swept.
Yes, and even if he done, so what could he have done in that series for him to win? From to win a game? What could he have done?
Beat Kevin Durant. Don't let no young
26 points ain't enough. 26 points per game ain't being Kevin Durant.
LeBron would have never let that happen. I put that on everything I love. I bet every dollar I got LeBron and I got swept by a baby who was talking trash to him. Dylan Brooks was talking. Now Dylan Brooks is not Anthony Edwards. Don't get it twisted. But they
at all. You can't even bring that up. You can't even compare.
But
compare.
No, but I'm talking about somebody talking trash. Period. They talk trash to him in that series. What happened? He handled business. Anthony Edwards talked trash. He wanted to guard you, clapping his hands in your face, smiling. You did nothing about it. You got swept. I don't want to hear. I'm holding that against him. You can baby Kevin Durant all you want to. I'm not doing it. You got swept by Anthony Edwards. And you're Kevin Durant, who Jerry said is the top 10 player all the time.
So 26 points per game, and it's my fault. That's what you're saying. 26 points per game, and we're putting the blame on him.
Hey, they be clowning LeBron for getting swept. I'm sure he averaged close to 30 that series. So why can I clown you for getting swept in the first round?
I told you, I don't agree with people that clown LeBron for that. I don't. You're talking out of your tail if you're clowning LeBron for getting swept. He went against a super team, and he almost averaged a triple-double. So you're talking out of your tail. So don't be one of them and flip it on Kevin Durant. Be real. Keep it real.
I am being real.
No, you're not being real.
Last year, I picked the Suns to win that series. Let's not act like the Suns just had the worst team, so they wasn't supposed to win that series. Don't do that. I picked the
When you
Suns.
look back at it, did they have a better team than Minnesota? Yes or no?
Who did you pick to win that series? Who did you pick to win that series?
Phoenix. But when you look back at it, did they have a better team? Yes or no?
So why did we pick Phoenix then?
Because we didn't think Anthony Edwards was going to have his coming out party. Because then Anthony Edwards was going to turn it up a different level.
We picked
after that playoffs, people said Anthony Edwards was the best shooting guard in the league. That means he was doing something.
We picked Phoenix because they have Kevin Durant, correct?
And Kevin Durant played like Kevin Durant.
But he just got swept.
Yes, it's a team game. It's still a team game. It's still a team game. Like I said, that's why I don't blame LeBron James. I just don't. I can't blame LeBron when it's a team game.
I got you. All right, Real. It's time for you to shine, buddy. It's your time to shine right here. This is your segment. We're gonna let you kick off this segment, and you tell us why it's crazy. It's just so crazy to think that OKC is a regular season team.
Yes, sir. So, remember you were talking yesterday. You said we can't overlook the Cavs having 10 losses, and I told you we can't overlook the Thunder having 11 losses over the full course of a season. To have 11 losses and to not have your big men for half the season, like I'm being serious. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein were all out multiple months. You know what I'm saying? So for this team to go through that adversity and to not have a big, I seen this team go through the ringer last year. Yesterday, you also told me, you said, I haven't seen this Thunder team really do too much. You said we swept the Pelicans, like the Pelicans weren't a good team. They had the best bench in the league last year, probably one of the best starting fives last year, and we swept them. We went to 6 games with the Dallas Mavericks, a team that was just in the NBA Finals. The Dallas Mavericks are a really good team, right, Jay Best? Right, Jared?
Yeah, it was
really good team. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We took them to 6. Game 6, we're going up by 10. Shai Gilgeous goes to the bench. Boom, they make a run. The game was lost like that. The game ended with Shai fouling PJ Washington on the 3-point attempt. You know what I'm saying? That's how we lost that game. That series was that close to going to 7. That series was that close to going back to Oklahoma. I don't see that Mavericks team beating this Oklahoma team in Oklahoma. So, yeah, this Thunder team, they're really, really young, but we got our experience last year. We know what heartbreak feels like. We don't want to feel that again. We got to the second round. We almost got to the conference championship. We're like, ooh. Sam Presti sat all offseason. He was like, ooh, what do I have to do to make this team better? And he did that. He went and traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. You all know Alex Caruso is one of the best role players in the league. He's going to dive after every loose ball, lockdown defender. He shoots the 3 ball really, really good, and he does the things that you can't ask somebody else to do. Then he went and signed Isaiah Hartenstein. A lot of people said Isaiah Hartenstein got overpaid this summer.
He was solid with New York.
Exactly. So how would somebody think we overpaid him? He's a really good big, a 12-12-5 big who solidifies the paint. This team can beat you every single way. We have the best bench in the league. A lot of you guys don't know Isaiah Joe, Casey Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, and Alex Caruso. Those guys are going to sign this playoffs. We're the best bench in the league, and I'm telling you, the Thunder we're going to the finals. The finals is going to run through OKC. The Western playoffs is going to run through OKC. Y'all got to come to OKC. We don't got to go nowhere. Y'all got to come here.
Oh, man.
Hey, Gilgeous Alexander for MVP.
Tell him. Speak it.
Jared, you want to pee on this parade?
I sure do. All right. Look here, man. Look, dude, you're very convincing. I loved it. You're very passionate about it. I love it. I appreciate that. But let's just say the play-in started tomorrow. Minnesota plays Golden State. Whoever you want to say wins that's okay.
I say Golden State wins. I say Golden State.
You said Golden State wins? Okay. Golden State wins. You say Timberwolves win?
I said Timberwolves win that one.
It don't matter. Keep going.
Either way. Let's just say the Timberwolves win. That means that the Timberwolves going to play Memphis first round. I'd love to see that. Love to see Anthony Edwards give Ja Morant the belt.
Get the brooms out.
Love to see it. Dallas plays Sacramento. Doesn't matter whoever wins that game because we have Minnesota winning the first one. Golden State's going to beat whoever wins that one. Which would mean y'all got to play Steph and Curry. Now, mind you, peep this. If you caught whenever he was going his little rant, I looked at my phone, I looked up, and I had his little face. Steph Curry just dropped 56 points tonight. 56 points. He's playing out of his mind right now, and they still have playoff Jimmy. Like, we see Jimmy, he's playing good right now. This ain't even playoff Jimmy. They're playing defense out there. You do know Jimmy Butler's going to guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, right? You do know that. You don't seem worried. I don't know why. Jimmy Butler is a different animal in the playoffs.
Jimmy Butler's 36.
I'm not going to lie to you. If you have to play Golden State in the first round, it's going to be very disappointing. I think it's going to go 6, and they're going to end it in the Bay Area. I really do. Come on, man. Come look here. It's your personal bias right now. The way this Warriors team is looking, I see them getting to the conference finals. I really do. It's very unfortunate that like this was to be y'all year, but they made that move and but let's just go back through it and let's just say y'all have to play Anthony Edwards in the first round. That's scary too. Anthony Edwards personally don't like Shai. He thinks Shai gets all the calls in the world and gets babied, and he thinks that he's a free throw merchant. So you're going to have your hands full with Anthony Edwards. I think you can get the job done, though. You might be able to. But that would leave you with probably having to play the Lakers next round. I don't know why you're rubbing your hands together. You shouldn't have been rubbing your hands together last time. You definitely shouldn't be this time. Because the same man that eliminated you last year is going to eliminate you in the same exact round this year. You don't want to see that. You just don't. I'm sorry. You have nobody to guard Luka. You have nobody to guard LeBron James. You still got to worry about Austin Reeves. Rui Hachimura is solid. You got Dorian Finney-Smith, who's playing great defense, and he's hitting a couple shots. Jackson Hayes is looking like he should have looked his rookie year coming out of college. Like he's playing to the potential that we saw him having coming out of Texas. This is scary. So, in my conclusion, y'all are making it past the second round. And I'm just keeping it above. Now, you might want to hope that, the Lakers win more games and they go up and get that third seed. And, that maybe Houston falls down and they stay in the 4 and 5 and maybe the Clippers rise a little bit. But I'm sorry. Because I think when it comes down to in the playoffs, you named all those role players that y'all have, right? The Casey Wallace, the Isaiah Joes, all of them, right? Even Jalen Williams, who's y'all second best player, but they're very young. These are all young players. You said y'all tasted defeat last year. Y'all know what it feels like, right? But y'all are still young, still very young. And I think that this playoffs right here in its whole, this playoffs is literally going to come down to experience. It really might come down to, it might not come down to you who has the best players at this time. It's going to come down to who's been there before, who knows what it takes to win. Y'all don't know what it takes to win yet. And it's okay. You got to lose before you win. So another year of losing, don't be disappointed. It's okay. But yeah, I don't see OKC making it past the second round. I just don't.
Yeah, Jerry, that Jackson Hayes statement was incredible. That Dorian Finley-Smith statement was incredible. And Jalen, you're wrong for even letting your brother sit here and even say that with a straight face. And that's exactly why you're laughing right now. Jackson Hayes hasn't recorded 10 points or 10 rebounds.
They don't need it.
He's been in the starting lineup.
They don't need it.
Most blocks he's had the whole time he's been in this lineup was 2 blocks. Like every other game, he's had a block or less, though.
They don't need it.
And Finley-Smith, this guy's a 3-and-D player, right?
That's what they need. They need that.
He averages 1 steal a game. He doesn't even average a block. How are you a 3-and-D player?
It's more than statistics.
Jared Vanderbilt's your best defender, right? He's your best defender, right? Come on, man. He averages 1 steal.
That's fine. But if I can play defense for 20 seconds in a shot clock and make you throw up some bull with 4 seconds left, I won. I don't got to get a steal. I got to play good, solid defense.
Who's going to play? Luka Doncic doesn't play defense. LeBron James doesn't play. Those are the two most laziest players in the NBA. Austin Reeves does not play defense. None of those guys I just named slide their feet. They don't
That's
slide.
fine.
Now we
Roy
know in the
Hachimura doesn't
playoffs.
slide his feet.
We know in the playoffs, Braun gonna move them puppies. Don't do that. Don't disrespect Braun.
Bron not gonna make it to the third quarter. All this running he finna have to do with us. And to go back on your question, man, Case and Wallace crash stuff, bruh. Lou Dort crash stuff, bruh. It's this forget for real. They never had a Chet Holmgren sitting in the center waiting for them. They never had that guy. They
Wait,
never.
wait. Who's supposed to be scared of that? LeBron. Look, let Chet be in that paint when LeBron come down. Look here, man. Look, I'm not even that big of a LeBron supporter. You're making me sound like a LeBron super fan right now. If Chet is waiting in the paint when LeBron comes down there, he is going to be on a highlight reel. He is going to be on one of LeBron's craziest dunks of his career. He will be in that compilation, in that hour-long compilation. He will be towards the end because he will be getting put on a poster. I'm sorry. Chet, he's a great rim protector.
One of the best in the league.
It's not enough for LeBron. It's just not. I'm sorry.
So,
all right. So, I need you to understand that we're not diminishing your team. Nobody's diminishing the Thunder are the number one seed in the West. In the wild, wild West, they the number one seed. I just talked about this, and we talked about the Grizzlies. Right? I'm not putting y'all on their level at all. They're a guaranteed first round exit. Y'all might be able to get to the second round, right? Depending on who y'all play. Like, hear me out. All right. Y'all are the youngest team in the league. I think y'all average age is like 24 years old, something like that, right? I believe that these 82 game seasons are built for teams like y'all. Like you said, nobody want to run with y'all for 82 games. Nobody want to do that. So y'all don't take advantage of the regular season. But in the playoffs, this comes down, like I said, it separates the boys from the men, right? This is going to be who do you trust more in a series. And I cannot say that I trust Shea and the OKC Thunder more than I trust Jokic and the Nuggets.
I do.
More than I trust Luka and the Lakers.
I do.
More than I trust Steph and the Warriors.
I do.
Time out. Before you continue, you trust them more than 3 teams that have been in the finals? And I think these are players in their teams. If correct me if I'm wrong, we went from Steph to Jokic to Luka.
Yeah.
You're naming the past 3 teams to go to the finals, and you're saying that you're more confident in Shea and your squad than them and theirs?
We got way better than their team did. Every player on our team got better. We got way better this offseason. The Nuggets got worse. They got worse. Hey, in the playoffs, Russell Westbrook, that's gonna show. You can't have a guy on your team that can't shoot, especially a skill player.
That's the thing, though. We believe y'all have a really good team. I just think that in the playoffs, it's gonna be a different ball game. It's gonna be a different story, right? We're talking about 2 players that carried their teams to the finals. In Steph, right, when he gets to Celtics, they won. Jimmy Butler, when he gets to Nuggets, they lost, of course, but Jimmy carried his team there. 2 of those guys are on the same team. And they carry teams that are worse than this Warriors team is right now. And you're telling me that you're not scared of them at all. You're not worried about them at all.
Steph Curry knows his better days are past him. Jimmy Butler knows the same thing.
He just had 56 tonight.
He had Cole Anthony and Kadarius Caldwell-Pope running after him. If he has Case and Wallace and Lou Dort running after him,
Case and Wallace and Lou Dort are getting put in blenders. They're going to be fighting for their life. They're going to look like Jimmy Butler did in the bubble if they try to guard that man Steph for a 7-game series.
These are all defensive players, dude. Man.
You can look here. Whenever you say LeBron don't want to run up and down for a whole series, that's fine. That's all Steph do is run.
Either.
What?
They don't want to do it either. Draymond don't want to run up and down with us.
He don't got to. But Steph gonna do it. Jimmy gonna do it. Jimmy in the playoffs gonna do it.
That's the thing too, real. I believe that in the playoffs, the game gonna slow down. Y'all not feeling running down the court getting layups all day. I promise you, the game is going to slow down. And that's when these all-star caliber players, these vets are going to eat. They're going to eat you up in the half court. That's what's going to happen. Y'all run, like I said, 82 games, y'all can run all y'all want to. But in the playoffs, the game going to slow down. Then you going to have the Jimmy Butlers of the world. You going to have the Jamal Murrays of the world. The Luka Doncic, the Luka. Hey, we forgot about Jamal. We didn't even think about Jamal.
Hey, you know firsthand how good Jamal is.
You right.
You know how Jamal get in the playoffs.
Who'd y'all have guarding Jamal Murray last year?
Shoot. It would have had to been Reeves maybe. Or no, there's no Russell problem. There's no Russell problem.
Come on.
It don't matter. There's certain players that it don't matter. There's certain players that don't matter. Jamal Murray in the playoffs, it don't matter who's guarding him.
He's never had a case in Wallace or Lou Dort running at him.
That two-man game is finna mess y'all up.
Come on. We got a Jokic stopper this year. I'm not gonna lie. Chet can't match up with Jokic. Isaiah Hartenstein can though. Put a body on that boy. Let Chet.
Come on, dude.
Aaron Gordon.
Come on, bro.
Westbrook. All them boys.
Come on, man. You trying to tell me that he has a better chance than Anthony Davis has?
Way better chance, bro. Anthony Davis admitted he plays the 4. He's not a 5. Anthony Davis did not want no smoke with Jokic. He was crying.
And you think Isaiah Hartenstein does?
Man, Isaiah Hartenstein is a real 7-footer, a real 257-footer, and he gonna have a Chet Hart. Bro, I don't think you understand. No team has ever had a Chet roam in the paint. Chet, like we said, is one of the best shot blockers in the league. Him just roaming the paint, guarding Aaron Gordon, guarding Russell Westbrook, not really guarding the 3, is going to be really big for us. Jackson Hayes can't shoot the ball. These teams that you have, Draymond Green can't shoot the ball. Tyrese Davis, Jackson, whatever. I looked up his stats the last time we talked about him. He shoots 0% from 3. You're a 6'8" center and you can't shoot the ball. It's barbecue chicken. I can't wait for April to start. I can't wait. I'm ready.
This is no, I'm not ready because you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Very hurt. That podcast episode right after that.
Hey, so tell me the teams that could beat OKC right now. That's all I think will beat OKC in this playoff.
Teams right now.
Name them?
Yeah, that will beat OKC in the playoffs. Come on, I want to hear it.
Where's Jared?
The Warriors.
Yeah.
The Lakers.
Okay.
The Nuggets.
Okay.
And those are, mind you, like I just said, if the playoffs was to start right now, you're going to have to play the Warriors and the Lakers off rip. And then you're going to have Nikola Jokic waiting for you in the conference finals. I'm not going to lie to you. If Shea manages to go through Steph, through Luka and LeBron, through Nikola Jokic, then gets to the East, and mind you, you're not worried about nobody in the East, huh?
I mean, we all know the Celtics, the NBA champions. We know
but you do think that y'all would win that series, correct?
I got us winning that series for sure. So
if Shea can beat Steph, Luka and LeBron, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the greatest playoff run I've ever seen in my life. That'll be the greatest playoff run in history.
Let's do it then.
Go ahead and get the job done. Go ahead, because that is a gauntlet. I talk about Dirk Nowitzki all the time. How he gave Kobe them the business, gave young LaMarcus Aldridge the business, gave Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook the business, went down to Miami sick, gave LeBron them the business. We talk about Kawhi Leonard, but no, that would be the greatest playoff run ever.
This is better than all of them.
That'd be better than all of them.
100%. I co-sign that. This will be the greatest run of all time.
Come on.
Look, man.
I'm glad you're ready because I'm ready for some playoff basketball. I'm ready. I'm glad you are. Look here, man. I'm a Rockets fan. I know. Look, I'm happy with where we've gotten. So after the first round, I'll be able to sit back and watch. You gonna be here. According to you, you're gonna be stressed out every single series. You're gonna be stressed out till June.
Yes, sir. You just said it right. You got it right.
I said according to you, not according to me, not according to him. According to you, you be stressed out till June. Whew. Good luck to you, man. That's all I got to say.
Come on.
I am not disrespecting y'all in any kind of way. I just believe that it's just a different animal.
Name your teams.
And I got the same teams as him. And the only there's 2 teams. Actually, no. I think y'all should be able to beat the Timberwolves. I don't think I'm gonna include the Timberwolves. But there's only one team that I want to throw in there fully healthy. If everybody come back and they are fully healthy, this Mavs team is also scary. And once again, fully healthy, right? Because I don't know what it's gonna look like, but if they get all three of their bigs back, right, and you got a healthy Kyrie, a healthy Clay, I think they're gonna cause some problems too. Like that's a team that I'm not gonna sleep on. That's why when I said this Luka trade happened, I think we all because it is a stupid trade, but the Mavs to me, you got an AD in return and you still got a Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bad move, but it doesn't look that bad when you look at the Mavs roster. I think they solid, and I think that they could give y'all some trouble too. Cause now they got bigs that can match up with y'all, right? You got Hardenstein and you got Chet. They got AD and they got Gafford or Lively, whichever one you want, right? And then you gonna have Kyrie and Shea, right? They got Clay, 3 and D, well D for the most part, cause he a little hampered down there, so he can't move like he used to, but he still got the 3-point shot. And then you got Jalen Williams, so that would be a great series to me. Like Jarek said, the Warriors and Timberwolves should get out and play. But the Mavs get out and play off first round. I wouldn't necessarily put all my chips in the middle of the table and say OKC gonna beat the Mavs. I wouldn't do that. Jared, would you say they're gonna beat the Mavs for sure, or would you hesitate a little bit?
A healthy Mavs.
Fully healthy.
Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm you, I'd be scared of the Mavs because your whole thing, a big part of your thing is you guys at Hardenstein and you got Chet.
And we got the best bench in the league. I constantly.
They would have Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford,
and Lively,
and Derek Lively. I don't think y'all can. That's scary. And then you got Kyrie. If Kyrie playing like Kyrie, I'm not gonna lie to you though. I would still pick the Thunder to win that series though.
Right.
I just said I wouldn't put all my chips in. And say,
I wouldn't though. Like if I had to bet on it, I would not bet on that because that's something where, like I said, do y'all have this team just went to the finals? They have Klay Thompson, who is known for going to the finals. Anthony Davis has been to the finals. He's been to the conference finals. So, and then Kyrie, of course, like I said, he was there last year and he knows what it takes to get there when he was playing with LeBron. So that's more of an experience thing. But like I said, I would still pick OKC in the end of that series.
And the last thing I want to say about this Lakers team, I should have said it earlier. But one thing about this team, remember I told you I was scared because there's no big, right? Jackson Hayes is who we're relying on. That was a problem with me at first. But then as I watched them over the past couple of games, this new look Lakers squad, the fact that everybody is basically like 6'5" and above, like Austin Reeves will be the shortest person that plays a lot. Like Gabe Vincent might not play that much unless he look like Miami Gabe, right? He's been looking okay, but he's 6'2", but Reeves is 6'5". Everybody else is above that, 6'8", 6'9". Everybody's long, right? So what I've been seeing is everybody's crashing the boards. There's so many times where I've seen a Vanderbilt or a Finney Smith or LeBron or Luka like tip the ball out the air and the other person gets the rebound. Like they're scrappy. If they can be scrappy and they can all of them crash the boards, then I don't think a big would be a problem. And if you saw the way they played Jokic last Saturday, how when Jokic got the ball and they blitzed them, I ain't never seen nobody do that before. So I think with JJ Redick's brain and with the length that the Lakers have, I don't think a big can be that big of a problem no more. So I'm a little higher on the Lakers now than I was when the trade first happened. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I am extremely scared. Like I do not want to play the Warriors. I don't want no parts of that. That's the only team that I am like fearing. Like please don't let it come down to the Warriors. Because if it does, they gonna get the best of us.
Steph on that timing, bro. Y'all see, Steph already talking trash to people, bro. I ain't seen Steph do that since that Celtics series. He out here talking trash to people. He out here, hey man.
Hey, but real say all the smoke. All right, so 1 through everybody. Or 2 through, because y'all number 1. So 2 through 10, he want all the smoke, no matter who it is. Y'all want it. And I'm here for it. It's going to be very exciting. I'm here for it. And like we said, I swear to you, me and Jerry will come out and say Shea had the greatest playoff run of all time if he gets through this gauntlet. I promise you. We will say it.
Let's get it.
I promise. All right. But that is it from Straight to the Point podcast. All right, we up out of here. Y'all also make sure not only to follow my Instagram, my Facebook, and my TikTok, but also, you said what?
We're just gonna check them off the list.
All right. Oh, hey, he bold, ain't he? He bold.
Get the
But
brooms
look,
off.
y'all also go check out Tyrell Stream on Twitch at Young Real Streams. All right, y'all go check him out and show him some love over there. All right, but that's it from your boy J Best, your boy Jerry, and your boy Real. We out. Y'all stay blessed. Much love. We go.